I'm Raya, and this is my boyfriend, Louis. The day we met, Louis and I bonded over a shared dream of one day building a treehouse in an eco-community in the jungle. This month, 6.5 years later, we finally made our dream come true. This is our story. When I go to Costa Rica, I'm just gonna live in a tree house by the beach. An awesome big tree house cabin thing, maybe in Costa Rica or somewhere tropical.
I think once we have the treehouse community, there'll be other people there, so potentially if we need to go away for a week, there'll be people to look after a dog.
Yeah, we're designing the treehouse around a dog. We are.
Okay. We're almost finished our amazing mural of what represents community. Lots of tree houses here, 1,000 megabytes a second in Wi-Fi internet, obviously. Hammocks, campfires, lots of fruit and vegetables and friends and puppy. Isn't that just the most beautiful home you've ever seen? It feels like it's straight out of a movie like Swiss Family Robinson or Tarzan or something. These are the movies that inspired me as a kid to want to live in a treehouse. One day, it's gonna happen. It's been my dream since I was a kid to build a treehouse and potentially even live in it one day. I've been even looking at buying land in the jungle in Costa Rica or something. That kind of
No way.
Yeah.
I remember in a video you said you wanted to build a treehouse. Is this still a dream?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. The main thing is to figure out where. Potentially Costa Rica, even though neither one of us has even been there yet, which is crazy. Also, I'm envisioning this epic view. Just lush green. Yeah, very green.
At the exact same time.
Yeah.
That we're spending a good chunk of our day in community, eating together, having deep conversations. When we eventually have kids, having them hanging out with other kids, and having that in some kind of nature space as well, where they get to hang out with animals and pick fruit.
And to be able to say good morning to our close friends right away. You know, we're all in the same space and we're all doing life together.
And I think that as well, when we're talking about tropical regions and going into potentially other countries, I'd love to make sure that we're doing it in a way that's really honouring the land and the locals.
We had dreamt about this for years, and in February 2020, we visited an up-and-coming community in Costa Rica that is fully focused on regeneration and communal living. After searching and viewing land all over the world, we had finally found our home.
We are here in this crazy eco-paradise. Check this out. What is this place?
So here it's called Alegria Village, and it's 70 hectares, and it's going to be about 120 more families, including an elder village and a school, and it's neighboring to the community that I co-founded 12 years ago, which currently has 45 families living there from 22 countries. Currently have 45 children in the school that the parents co-created. And what's so unique about what we're doing here is that when you look on Google Maps, this is the greenest, most forested areas, the place where we live. Development is actually regenerating the land. Normally you would think, oh, if you're developing, you're destroying the land. But here, developing the land radically improves it. We got to break away from having neighbors that are random. How can we have neighbors that we have nothing in common with or don't even share values? Why are our neighbors only because they could buy the house next to us when they did? No. We need to get intentional, and we need to, by living somewhere, we need to make the land radically better.
Something that's super interesting about this eco community is that it's in its infancy. It hasn't actually started yet. So it's really cool to see this place at the beginning before it's truly flourishing. But I love the vision and the values. So amazing. They're growing loads of cool things. Look at these. The plan, once this is a thriving community, is that there's going to be so much abundance in the food that you're never going to go hungry, that you're constantly going to be able to pick from the fruit orchards, either from your own little plot or all the communal plots. They're teaming up with a local NGO, I forget the name of it, but they have been doing a lot of polls and interviews with local people to find out, okay, what are the real needs here? So there's a lot to think about, and I really love that they've been doing this, and Stephen's been doing this for decades, and this is only one of many kind of eco communities that he started and is involved with. When we end up either getting a place here or somewhere else, that we can really draw from the wisdom that he's been gathering and this community has been gathering for years. I'm super excited. I am super excited.
A week after our visit to Alegria, the world shut down. We spent the next 10 months living with an incredible community in LA, but we realized that we were no longer drawn to life in the city. With all the uncertainty of 2020, it brought to the surface what mattered to us most: living in community, being immersed in nature, and planting seeds for our future as a family. We knew it was finally time to take the leap and put down roots.
It's so nice to finally connect with you too.
Yeah.
So you can plant whatever trees you want to. Everything here is very lush. The house that I'm living in right now, when I bought the land 3 years ago, had nothing. I mean, it was just grass and a house. Now people can barely even get into my lot. It's like the secret garden, magical jungle space.
I think for me, as soon as we see videos, I think I'm kind of, that's it. I'm sold.
If you look at it, it's so beautiful. Imagine waking up and just going out on your deck and having tea and coffee every morning to this.
And the best part is, 2 of our best friends had already bought the lot next door.
We just wanted to call you and tell you some news.
We bought land in Alegria. Yeah! But wait, we need to show them the plot.
Okay. Can you guys get a map up?
That's amazing! Wow.
I know.
I had a dream of this like years ago, that I had like a house, like a tree house, and beside me was like another tree house of my friend, and I could just get there through the air.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bridge.
We want to do it. That's
Yeah.
the plan.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Isn't this
I
amazing?
know.
We're literally going to be neighbours.
Yeah,
We manifested this, guys.
I know.
Absolutely.
It's already such an incredible experience, and then this just adds like not even just a cherry on top, like a whole other cake on top.
December 2020, we flew to Costa Rica to see our lot in person and sign the paperwork to buy it.
So we are finally going to get to see the lot in Alegria that we have put the deposit down on. And I'm super excited. Well, how are you feeling?
I feel so good, and apparently they've cleared a little path for us because it's like really overgrown, has really tall grass and stuff, which can be dangerous. So they've cleared a little path so we can walk in and really get to like feel it. It kind of doesn't feel real.
I know. We were saying last night, like, have we got any kind of second thoughts on this? And we were just looking up online, like, reasons not to live in Costa Rica. But honestly, I'm feeling like so sure that this is a huge part of our next chapter together.
Yeah.
This is Jai. She's showing us our lot, giving us a tour. She's been amazing, like helping us buy it and stuff. So this is going to be the communal space in Alegria. Did you say a jacuzzi's going to be here?
Yeah, we'll have a jacuzzi, swimming pool, community kitchen,
Wow,
spaces, lounge.
I love it. Hola. Well, and this is our land here.
This is yours. Right here, here it is. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
How are you feeling?
So big, and I just can't get over these views.
This is an exciting moment.
Yeah, I know. What's this?
This is a little surprise.
What is it?
It's a little tree that we can plant together on our land.
Oh.
It's a little orange tree.
Oh, that's why this morning you were like, do you like oranges? I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So we've finally made it to our plot, and we're just sitting, and I'd love just to spend some time, like, I don't know, just imagining and dreaming together what our future's going to be like here.
We both said we wanted to live in like treehouse villages, and that was one of the first things that even like connected us to each other. We're like, whoa, never met anyone else that wants that. So that was really cool. And we've also always talked about Costa Rica, even though both of us came for the first time earlier this year. So we've obviously traveled the world, been to so many countries, but never Costa Rica. But we just always said we just feel really drawn to Costa Rica and love so much of what this country stands for, and the beautiful biodiversity and the culture and the language and the people. And we heard about this community that was being started, and it seemed super interesting. And because we've been talking about starting our own community, and we, like Louis, was looking at land. We've been talking about where in the world we would get land to start something like this. But when we heard about this and we realized they've already been working on this for 2 years, doing all the like permissions from the government and like all the logistical side to it, which I think would be so overwhelming for us to take on. When we heard that like they were taking care of all of that and also all their values for the kind of community they want to start here really aligned with ours, it felt really exciting to find out that something like that was like starting at the same time that we're really looking.
I want to read the Alegria, kind of like their kind of values or their mission statement. Our vision is a regenerative planet, a planet where humans honour and steward our natural environment and have a symbiotic, productive relationship with our entire ecosystem. Our vision is a place where all beings thrive, a place where our children can run free, exploring and cultivating their natural curiosity, where our elders are supported and integrated into the fabric of our community, where wildlife is protected, water is respected, and food grows in abundance on the land where we live. It's such a beautiful way of describing how I want to live, and honestly how I feel like the world is going to repair and recover and redeem from the current situation that we've created as humanity. And I feel like obviously there's constant improvement that can happen, but for me this is a real big leap into the direction where we can be not just sustainable but like regenerative in the way that we're living.
A lot of the people moving to Alegria are in a similar life stage to ours, or a few years ahead, where maybe they just had a baby or they have young kids or they're about to have kids, and so that's so exciting for me that when we move into that stage of our life that we're surrounded by other people who are in a similar place. And like I can be pregnant while I'm being surrounded by women who have either been pregnant or are pregnant with me, and just to like go all through that, because we've always said we're going to live in community, and this is it. Like I want to be pregnant in community, I want to raise kids in community, I want to do everything in community. And this also, we've had so many questions on my videos for sure, and some videos on here of like, are we always going to live in the same house with other people? Are we always going to have roommates? And I've always envisioned that when we are ready to kind of move to the next stage of life to have kids, that I could see us having like our own little tiny house, but still live in a community. So still be able to like walk within under a minute to friends over here, friends over there. And so that's what this is. Like this is our lot. But Kristen and Sia's is literally right there. Like we'll be able to just shout to each other like, hey, come over for dinner. And that is just the dream for me. And then our kids can just like go over and play with other friends. And yeah.
There is a privilege that we have to enable us to move to a different country and buy a beautiful plot of land like this. But I really feel like the vision of what this community is about like restorative to the land, the local peoples, the villages, everything that's been here before. Part of the vision isn't just about coming in and making our lives great, but like really helping a restorative process and giving opportunities and sharing the abundance and knowledge of how to grow amazing food and stuff to locals. And the stuff we're learning as well, like there's a lot of experts like Stephen that have been doing this for years, but I'm just excited to be a part of that as well.
And there's so much to it. Like they're doing these webinars, they're still doing them now for anyone that's interested, for people that are interested, and every other one is in Spanish. They have actually different prices for lots for local Costa Ricans, and they're just really going out of their way to attract from people from all over the world and from Costa Rica and other parts of Central and South America. And so that's really cool. Like there's people from so many countries that are buying lots here, so that's so cool.
And it's intimidating because I'm really bad at learning languages, but I really want, and maybe this is like a declaration, that I really want to become fluent in Spanish as quickly as possible, because that's part of like really immersing ourselves into Costa Rican culture and connecting with locals. And I feel like that's always been a barrier for me, so I'm excited. So we just take a breath and just dream together. I can move the camera further away so we can kind of still be rolling, but I'm so excited because this is going to be like a time we look back on as our first, like years from now. Don't you think like 20 years from now we'll look back and be like, remember we were sitting on that thing?
All the times like we'll be sitting on our porch drinking tea and coffee and looking out and dreaming about our day and dreaming about things that we can't even imagine right now, you know?
Don't you feel just like all the other worries just like fall away when you're here?
We're so excited to share this whole journey with you, from designing and building our house to documenting the adventure of living in a brand new eco-community. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of it. See you next week for an even bigger announcement.